Welcome to our channel, where rare historical photos come to life. Every image tells a story, and we're here to share the ones that matter most. 23-year-old woman walked onto the courts of the US Nationals and changed tennis forever. Her name is Althea Gibson, 1950. A member of the Hitler Youth, renaming Thomas Masaryk Street to Adolf Hitler Street after the German annexation of the Sudetenland, October 1938. A smiling young girl and soldier of the Chinese Army, Second Sino-Japanese War, February 1944. A Soviet child partisan with a captured German gun in occupied Belarus, 1943. A woman sits in a carriage reserved for white people to protest against apartheid, 1952. A zoo director tries to convince Sammy, a chimpanzee, to return home after he escaped. Belgrade, former Yugoslavia, 1988. Alaskan serial killer Robert Hansen abducted women, released them into the wilderness, and hunted them like animals before murdering them, 1970s. Americans gather outside the White House the night of Pearl Harbor, December 1941. An elderly member of the German Volkssturm that was captured during the Battle of Berlin, April 1945. Chinese Filipino civilians evacuate their homes as heavy fighting starts between Allied forces and Japanese forces in residential sections of Manila, Luzon, Philippines, February 1945. City Gate in Szydło, Poland, 1936. Coney Island Beach, Brooklyn, 1943. Croatian Ustasi guards laughing while covered in human blood from people they killed. Independent State of Croatia, 1941. Donald Trump, photographed by Tomo Muschioniko for Spiegel, 1999. Farm family having 4th of July fish fry along the Cane River near Natchitoches, Louisiana, 1940. Georges Blind, a member of the French resistance, smiling at a German firing squad, 1944. German soldiers and Estonian civilians celebrating the German capture of Tallinn from Soviet control, August 1941. German zoologists John Hagenbeck and Ludwig Heck with Asian woman in Children of the Human Zoo of Colombo, Sri Lanka, 1931. Hillary Clinton listens intently as her husband denies having an affair with Monica Lewinsky, USA, 1998. Iranian communists, 1979. Italian Bersaglieri bicycle troops carrying folding Bianchi mod, Italy, 1917. Japanese celebratory parade of the fall of Nanking, 1937. John F. Kennedy smoking a cigar. He'd buy 1,200 Cuban cigars the day before signing the US embargo on Cuba, banning all imports from Cuba, 1962. Liberated prisoners of Dachau camp beat a camp guard with a shovel, April 1945. New Zealanders protest against French nuclear tests in the Pacific, Wellington, 1972. Officers in an Istanbul photo studio, 1914. Photo of the second-to-last king of the Congo Kingdom, Manuel III of Congo, 1912. Picture of Gandhi leading the Salt March in 1930. Plane carrying 45 people crashes. Survivors resort to cannibalism before being rescued, 1972. Polish schoolteacher Władysław Bielinski, moments before his execution. The Third Reich attempted to wipe out Poland's intellectual class, executing 60,000 people. They knew they would stop the regime from seizing complete control. Political commissar Alexei Yeremenko leads his men into combat. He was killed minutes after this photo was taken, 1942. Portrait of an elderly man in a German-occupied Soviet village, 1942. President Franklin D. Roosevelt and Liberian President Edwin Barclay inspect troops. Airstrip outside Monrovia, Liberia, January 1943. President John F. Kennedy with his son in the Oval Office of the White House, 1962. Romanian communist dictator Nicolae Ceausescu carving a large barbecued pig at a state dinner, early 1980s. During his reign, millions of Romanians suffered from starvation and malnutrition as a result of widespread food shortages. An American tourist and an unidentified Western woman pose with a famine victim, India, 1900. Rosemary Kennedy, sister of John F. Kennedy and Robert F. Kennedy, had a forced lobotomy when she was just 23, leaving her incapacitated for the rest of her life. Showing a married couple standing on a beach moments after learning their 19-month-old son disappeared, 1954. Sophocles Venizelos strikes a victory pose in front of Osman Display of Ottoman's sarcophagus, 1920. Somewhere in Jusu Garden on the shores of Westlake, Hangzhou, a region that was culturally influenced by Chan Buddhism, 1911. Soviet peasant women learning how to read and write, Soviet Russia, 1931. Soviet refugee camp in Luxembourg. It housed former Soviet slaves that were forcibly transferred to the occupied country by the Nazis during Operation Barbarossa, until it was liberated by the US Army, 1944. The body of Lord Mountbatten is brought to shore after his assassination. He was pulled alive from the water by nearby fishermen, but died from his injuries before being brought to shore, Mullaghmore, Ireland, August 1979. The president of Congo-Brazzaville, Fulbert Youlou, tells French President Charles de Gaulle that he has decided to resign as a mob surrounds the presidential palace, August 1963. Anne-Margaret arriving at Phu Bai, Vietnam, 1966 for her USO tour. The Shah meets with and confirms the Majlis nomination of Mohammad Mossadegh to the position of Prime Minister. Iran, 1951. The surviving crew of the Titanic in 1912. Wallis Simpson and Prince Edward meeting Adolf Hitler, October 1937. Weary Marines in pouring rain during the Battle of Guam, 1944.